Hi guys, this is Mark Shawson, the Pattern Trader. I would speculate that most Forex traders and probably most stock day traders are just going in and out several times a day, trading many different instruments, trading many times a day. Instead, what I like to do is hone in on a high value target, a high risk reward target, and then just ride that for everything it's got. And I could be sitting in this trade for days, weeks, and sometimes months. This kind of suits my personality. It is also, I found, very effective and actually a lot, less toll on my emotional constitution, trading in and out several times a day, guessing where things are going. And then the more you're trading, the more insecure you're getting. You really don't get a handle on things and you start losing a sight of things. Really what I'm talking about is in late March, I started alerting our members to a high value opportunity on the short side of the US dollar versus Japanese yen when the dollar yen was trading around the 112 area. And I saw a little mini bar, a little reversal, a little inside weak bar, suggested getting short at 111.61 on April 21st. And I stayed in that trade for 3.5 months and wrote it down to 105.17 on one trade. I got in at 111.61, rode that one trade to 105.17 and made over $300,000 on that one trade. Now I had several other trades on that descent and I made over half a yard, $500,000, just being short the dollar yen over 4 months. Now, going into August, I've kind of alerted you guys that this is, the time where the Europeans go on vacation. It's very volatile, it's very range bound, and then you get these massive whiplash swings, making new lows and then right back into the range and then, doing other things. Becomes very unpredictable, very chaotic. And so this is obviously conditions that you want to avoid. So again, what I try and do during this period or any period is hone in on that one trade where I really understand that trade. And I'll talk about that in a minute. I'll actually go to the charts and show you what I mean. When I really understand something, then I kind of just gang up on it, position trade it, and ride it for all it's got. And I believe we're looking at one of those trades right now in the pound versus New Zealand dollar. Now, I started alerting our members to a reversal of a massive downtrend in the pound versus New Zealand dollar back in late 2016 and early 2017 when the pound versus New Zealand dollar put a double bottom on the weekly chart at about the 167 price area. And again, I'm going to go to the charts, show you what I'm talking about. And then over time, it took off from 167 and went to about 205. Massive move. I made about 3,500 pips over a massive amount of time. And then it's kind of gone sideways. It went down and retested the 181 area. And then it put on another pattern that looks like it has consolidated this 181 area and now has started going higher. I started buying it around 189 a couple weeks ago. And then on Sunday, after a massive reversal bar, actually it wasn't Sunday, it was probably Monday, it went down to 191. Pound New Zealand then closed at the high of the day at about 193. And this reversal again told me that we were just consolidating what looks like it's going to be a massive bull trend in pound versus New Zealand dollar. And so I basically said to our members, just buy this thing anywhere. Buy it at the market, buy it on a breakout, buy it on a dip. And I've been doing just that. Dropped about 80 pips from the 193.20. I bought it at 192.39. I bought it at 193.19. I bought it at 193.19. And I'll probably buy some more on a breach above today's inside bar. And so now I'm going to go to the charts and show you what I'm talking about here. And if you like this kind of analysis, if you want to learn how to size up a huge opportunity, I have boot camps every week. Normally on Monday and Tuesday. I've got a Category 4 storm heading my way, so this week we may postpone it. But if you like this analysis, then you should sign up for the boot camp. I'll have our team put a link with this video. So with that said, I'm going to go to the charts and examine the pound versus New Zealand dollar and why I think there's no other direction that this is going to go but higher over time.
Hi guys, this is Mark Shawson, the Pattern Trader. In my video accompanying this analysis, I shared with you how I'm beginning to consolidate a long position in pound New Zealand dollar in the belief that the long-term patterns project that this pair is going to go a lot higher. As I alluded to in that video, I started to shout from the mountaintops in late 2016, early 2017 about a major turn in the pound versus New Zealand dollar. I'll share with you a couple of my emails. I think every day, every week, I was kind of shouting from the foothills, you got to get long this thing. In this email that went out March 16, 2017, I recommended buying pound New Zealand dollar at 177. In my analysis, I said for some time, I have remained convinced that pound New Zealand dollar has formed a long-term double bottom bull price pattern on both the weekly and the daily charts at or near the 167 level. I'm going to go to the charts in just a moment and show you what I was looking at the time. I want to say today's key reversal leads me to believe that prices can only head much higher from current levels. Let me just go to an email. I think this was on April, just a week or so later. I said at that time pound versus USD dollar had an impressive key reversal. And I said I especially favored the long side of pound versus New Zealand dollar. On September 2017, I said that I made over 1,440 pips just trading the pound versus New Zealand dollar. So over the course of a couple of years, I took out thousands and thousands of pips based on my analysis in this pair. I think we're looking at the same opportunity now. This was an email that went out on November 2017, and I think you're starting to get the idea. I said that last week pound New Zealand rose over 500 pips. Some of our members had 3 long positions coming into last week and were able to bag a gain of at least 1,200 pips on these positions. The good news is I think the bull move on pound New Zealand is far from over. So I think you're starting to get the idea that I alerted our members to an impending move in the pound New Zealand long before it turned, and we were able to make thousands and thousands of pips on the pound New Zealand going higher. And I think that we have the same opportunity going forward in the next couple of weeks or the next couple of months. Now I'm going to go to the charts and show you what I was so excited about back in late 2016, early 2017. And why I'm similarly so excited about the potential of the trajectory in pound versus New Zealand dollar. In this particular chart, I'm looking at the pound versus New Zealand dollar on a weekly basis. This means that each one of these bars represents 1 week in time. And you can see that pound New Zealand dropped from the sky from the 255 level all the way to 170 over the course of time. But right around the 170 area, I was alerting our members that we were staring at an imminent turnaround in this descent of the pound versus New Zealand when I spotted the initial double bottom here where prices bounced at the same area at around the 167 area, but it was particularly the reversal right here where on that particular week the pound New Zealand descended to an all-time new low around the 166 area and then finished 1,000 pips higher. At that time, I was saying that our members should get prepared for an amazing move higher based on that reversal, and that's what we saw. Now, a huge move does not turn itself around in one shot, so I fully expected that we would get a retest, and this is exactly what happened. So we had this double bottom coinciding right in the same area. And then similarly, I looked at the price action here, and right in this area, I alerted our members to buy it here on this inside bar. We bought it again, and we made a massive 3,000 pips on that run-up back in 2017, as you saw from the earlier emails. After pound New Zealand established this double bottom, it also formed a rounding bottom, and both the double bottom and rounding bottom patterns were connected by the same neckline at around the 180 price area. A neckline is simply a line that joins the entirety of the double bottom pattern and the rounding bottom pattern. And whereas that was previous resistance in this pair, it has become new support. And you can see that recently that support was tested around the 181 area where we saw that nice key reversal and then another key reversal. So now we effectively have this double bottom in the near term, and I do believe that this points much higher for the pound versus New Zealand dollar. This was an email that recently went out to thousands of our members around the world on Tuesday, August 6th, where I started advising based on an emerging double bottom price pattern on the daily price chart to start buying the pound versus New Zealand dollar at a price of 186.72. This was an email that went out Monday, August 19th, where based on the observation of the double bottom and the giant coil, by virtue of all of these inside bars, I recommended buying the pound New Zealand dollar at a price of 189.57. And this was another email that I sent out just a few days ago where I showed the double bottom, the inverted head and shoulders, the break of the neckline that confirmed the breakout of this bull price pattern, and the key reversal where it went down to 191 and closed at 193. And I said at the time, buy dips, buy breakouts, buy anywhere. You can see I said buy at the market, buy it on dips, buy it at the breakout, buy it anywhere, slash and burn to get into this thing. And this is what I said. Recent volatility in all asset classes right now, there's a lot of confusion, uncertainty. However, there is no confusion to me in the pattern of pound New Zealand by virtue of the double bottom, the inverted head and shoulders on the daily charts, along with the examination on the weekly charts we just saw. To my mind, this leaves very little doubt that this pair is headed inexorably higher. And I said I'm seeking to accumulate long positions in pound New Zealand dollar. So this is an example of how I look at the patterns and the price action to put me in major trends to capitalize on major moves, irregardless of the market conditions. And I do believe, based on all the aforementioned analysis, that pound New Zealand dollar is setting up for a massive bull move in the next couple of weeks or months. Now, it's likely not going to be easy. This is a bucking bronco. This is a pair that moves up and down 500 pips a day. This is going to shake the leaves, try and shake your confidence. It's going to try and get you out. But when you know what you're looking at, you can withstand all of this volatility. So I'm probably going to, based on the way pound New Zealand is shaping up on the daily bar today, advise our members to take another shot at another position in this pair in the very likelihood that it's going to go higher. Now, again, given August, September trading conditions, we could continue to see a lot of sideways volatility within the current price range. But I think if you have patience, you will be rewarded in this pair. So this is how I look to take advantage of monster moves by virtue of my analysis and then having the discipline and the commitment to that analysis. So I hope you've got a ton of value from this video, and have a healthy and prosperous trading day, and I'll see you next time.